Skyforce Anniversary is a port of the third game in the Skyforce series, originally released on iOS in 2014. This version is based off of an enhanced release originally made for the PC in 2015, and this will make the series' overall debut on consoles. With those details out of the way, let's get to the review at hand. The game is essentially an old-school vertical shoot-'em-up in the vein of Capcom's 1943, aka plane-on-plane action. There's not really a story so much as there is a background in that there's an evil commander and you're a good guy fighting back. That's it, but that's fine because these games are never strong on narratives anyway, and it's actually refreshing to play a true arcade type of experience. Now your ship begins with a standard main cannon that's frankly pretty slow. In battle, enemies will drop health to recharge shields, stars as a type of currency, and weapon upgrades. Normally in shoot-'em-ups, weapon upgrades will improve your vehicle, but here they have a minimal impact on your speed and power. In lieu of this, the key to empowering your arsenal is with the aforementioned stars. There are those that improve the overall quality of the ship on a permanent basis, and then the others are basically special abilities, but let's get to the basics first. Armor and the main weapon can be upgraded right away to increase their effectiveness, but you can also add new items to your arsenal. The wing cannons add 2 more beams of weaponry to your attacks. The missiles fire once every few seconds, and then there is the magnet that attracts stars to your location after defeating enemies. They cost a bit to unlock at first, but like the armor and main weapons, they become more accessible afterwards. And of course, the more you upgrade, the higher it costs as you progress forward. The specials include an energy shield, which blocks attacks, the laser, which shoots out a powerful wave of energy, and the all-powerful mega bomb that destroys everything on screen. These weapons take the most to unlock, and even after you do, they don't technically become available right off the bat. For example, it takes 1500 stars to gain access to the Mega Bomb, then in order to use the Mega Bomb on missions, it costs 500 for one bomb, 1000 for another, and so on. They do drop during levels as well, but they're extremely rare in my experience. It's a ripoff, and it's definitely a worthier goal to increase all other aspects of your ship first before even attempting these specials. Actually, in general, it takes a lot of time to beef up your ship. Like an RPG, it's a grind and essentially pads the somewhat short experience. Of the 9 levels presented, in order to move on, you have to beat that mission and also earn enough medals to pass. These medals range from rescuing civilians to taking out a percentage of enemy ships. Skyforce kind of pushes mastery on players, which is a bit demeaning as not all fans of shmups, like me, are savants. Now granted, with practice I got good enough to crack enough medals to beat the Skyforce Anniversary, but for such a seemingly short game, these stretches of grinding back and forth lost its luster fairly fast for me. Thankfully, it supports remote play on PS4, so I was able to snag stars quicker by catching up on some backlog TV while I played on the handheld. I'm all about multitasking, but that's neither here nor there. Anyway, visually it looks nice with a colorful palette and a magnificent set of effects, but there's not enough variety in the levels. You basically go from ocean to land to some land with some trees or a base, and then you go back to the ocean again. It all feels like the same level, but with remixed assets. On those same terms, the music, while good, is basically one, at best a handful of songs altogether. Again, it's short, but there's a lot to do for those wanting to test their merits on high scores and complete mastery. Unfortunately, again though, most of the game's content kind of forces you to do that anyway. Thankfully, there's couch co-op, which makes the entire task somewhat more enjoyable. Skyforce Anniversary is a great modern shmup that unfortunately pads its contents by pushing players to the max. Not only that, but there are implementations such as the specialties that feel arbitrary. Detractions aside, I liked the game quite a bit, and the addition of co-op and remote play was a godsend for completing this game. It didn't create something truly new for the genre, but that's okay because, all in all, it was pretty fun despite a few small setbacks. Did you know that was a ReActionExaminer video? If you liked it, you should subscribe to me to keep up with everything that I'm doing. Also, if you have some other interests, like sex for example, check out Tomups, which is a comedy sex podcast thing wherein my best friend and I check out the weird and abnormal and the erotic. And of course, you should support me on Patreon because, hey, I want to make the channel better and I want your help to do so. Plus, if you want to check out my writing, check out Game Jerk, where I have archives and new stuff for all projects, okay? You can find all the stuff and more in the description with the links below. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all next time.